That doesn't look like a Super Nintendo game to me. Welcome back, everyone, to another One-Off Wednesday. And here we are in the same month where we're revisiting my original LPs. And no, we're not playing the Super Nintendo version of Turtles in Time. We're playing the reshelled version, and I'm playing it on my Xbox 360. So let's just get started on it right away, and we'll talk about it as we go. Story mode, and to make this pretty much like my Power Rangers playthrough, I've actually beaten this game on hardcore. It's really not that hard, but I have not practiced this game in a while. It's been a couple years actually, so I'm probably just gonna play on normal just so we can have some funsies while I talk and not have to focus too hard on beating things. Anyway, my usual preference is Raphael because he's my faves, and I think I might do, yeah, just stick to my usual because I love me some Raphael. He's my favorite Turtles. So, as I said before, in a previous One-Off Wednesday, probably last week, I said that I was probably not going to be doing... By the way, look how much different this looks than the freaking Super Nintendo version. It's definitely different. It's definitely different. I'll get to what I think about this game in a minute. Let me just give us what I was about to say first. Alright, so... I said last week I was going to do kind of callbacks to my original Let's Plays. This was like my 4th Let's Play or something, I think. I'm trying to remember the order I did my Let's Plays. It's either my 4th or my 5th Let's Play, I can't remember. Actually, I think Power Rangers was 5, so this must have been 4. I did the Super Nintendo version of this game, and it was pretty much, I won't call it a blind playthrough, but like I did a blind playthrough pretty much right before I did the LP, because I had never actually played the Super Nintendo version. I had only played the Sega Genesis version, which is not the Super Nintendo version. It's actually a completely different game called Hyperstone Heist. Point is, I did that LP, I did it on an emulator, and I would be playing that right now, but I don't have the cartridge for Super Nintendo, and they don't have any like virtual console way to play it, so instead here I am playing it on the Xbox 360, the reshelled version. That I already own this, so I didn't have to buy it or anything. As I said, I bought this back when it was brand new, and it was actually my first experience with Turtles in Time, and as I played it I went, oh wow, I actually haven't played this game before, and I totally thought I had. And I may have like tried it back in the day when I was a kid, at somebody's house maybe, but I don't think I ever played the original. Not for reals, because I did, like I always say, I did not grow up with a Super Nintendo, so I don't have a Super Nintendo catalog that I played through, only the obvious ones. And then when I got to emulators, I didn't always play everything because I didn't play with a controller. You can only play with a damn keyboard. So anyway, as a throwback to my 4th Let's Play of Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo, we're just doing reshelled because, well, I actually talked about reshelled a little bit during that Let's Play. So I felt like it would be a good idea to play this for you guys on a One-Off Wednesday, because it shouldn't take more than an hour to beat the game. It's pretty slow, or pretty short, just like Turtles in Time, the original is. And I can compare and contrast the differences, which I pretty much talked about during the Let's Play. So this first stage is actually pretty close to the original. The gameplay is clearly different in terms of what you're playing in all. You can go in all 8 directions. You're not stuck with. Plus, you can jump, which I haven't been doing at all. I'm kind of just, since I'm talking, I'm not focused on being really precise with my movements and dodging and using different abilities. I'm just trying to beat the shit out of all these foot soldiers. But when I'll get to the point where I'll have to start using more abilities to even beat things. Point is, you can move in all the 8 directions. In Turtles in Time, you kind of can, but the planes are flat. You're not actually like running around. You can't run around in circles like that. Not exactly full range of 3D motion, which is clearly how they remade this game. And for better or worse, I don't dislike the style of this game. I really don't. That's not where this game's downfall comes. A lot of this game's downfall comes from the fact that they didn't just remake the original, which is what they should have just did. Sure, you could have kept this exact same gameplay. That wouldn't have been a big deal. In fact, it would have been perfectly legit. This game would be awesome if it was exactly like the Turtles in Time game. So when I first played this, I said I never played Turtles in Time, right? So like, this was my only real opinion on Turtles in Time, which was like, okay, it's okay, but it could be better. It's nothing like Turtles 3. Fuck! Fucking Baxter Stockman, he blocked me from grabbing the pizza. What an asshole. He knew I needed it. What a fuckface. But yeah, the first boss here is Baxter Stockman. He's pretty much the same as he is in the Super Nintendo version. I mean, clearly because the gameplay is a little different, they had to make it the fights a little different than they were originally. I mean, they couldn't be exactly the same now that you can move around in 3 dimensions and all that. But who you fight is where I'm gonna say the first big complaint I have in this game is the who you fight on each stage, and we'll get to that as we go. Because right here, like I said, this first stage is pretty much the same. We're fighting Baxter Stockman. He's the first boss of the game originally. He's actually not very hard, but right now I'm kind of sucking and not being very good at dodging. Stop being such a noob. And you beat the fuck out of Baxter Stockman, and level's complete. Sweet. Moving on, shall we? I think we should.
Alley Cat Blues.
Second stage, Alley Cat Blues, which is the beaches, and the boss is right there. Is the same as the boss from the first one. Actually, you know what? I just noticed this level is different, or at least in terms of where we are, our locale. In the Super Nintendo version, when you start this stage, I believe you started on a beach, if I'm not mistaken. You start on a beach. You end up in the alleyway, which is where we are now, but you start on the beach. I'm pretty sure that's right. That's actually kind of disappointing, because, wow, the beach setting is so much cooler. It's like the beginning of TMNT 3, where the first stage is the whole first stage is a beach. Speaking of TMNT 3, I shouldn't even be talking about this right now, but where the fuck is that freaking remake? Like, they remade the original Turtles 2 arcade game for Nintendo, but they didn't remake TMNT 3, which is the one I played growing up, not the second one. Kind of sad about that. Where the hell is that remake? Or why didn't they just combine that with the remake for 2? Then again, they could have. I haven't actually played the remake arcade game of 2. I should, just to see how that compares. Maybe we should play that next week. Nah, we won't do that. I got stuff planned for next week already. Anyway, so this stage, yeah, it's not very similar to the other than the boss being who he is. It's not got the same layout and feel that the original Super Nintendo version had, that's for sure. Even the music's kind of, I don't know, simplistic, too simple. If you would have took the Super Nintendo songs and just remixed them, that would probably be even better than what this is. I don't know, I feel like because it was made so much later after the original, they had to use assets or the style of newer Turtles. You know what I mean? Like the Nickelodeon one. Well, this was before the new Nickelodeon series that exists now. But like even the last TMNT they had earlier in the earlier 2000s. I never really watched that one either, but I mean it existed. I feel like that might be more of this style. But like colorful wise and how the stages look isn't really so bad in this game. It's just that if you're gonna make a remake to a game, why not just follow the old game's layout? Why not keep the same settings but make them look nice like this? Because as far as I'm concerned, this is not the same setting. It's not. I know it's called Alley Cat Blues. That's the correct name of the stage. But it just doesn't have the same feel. It's alright. We've only just begun with the stages that don't have the same feel. Trust me on that. I mean, the first two stages, if anything, are shining examples of where the game is right. These first two stages are actually not done badly. These first two stages I actually enjoy in comparison to the original. I'm not saying better or worse, but just saying they're comparable enough to the point where you're like, okay, this is a remake of the original. That's cool. But soon we will get to the point at which things go terribly, terribly awry. And the reason why this game doesn't get any praise, and when you think about Turtles in Time, you only think about Turtles in Time. You don't think about this reshelled business. Not at all. As great as this game could have been, it's just not there, children. It's just not there. Can we stop sucking, please? Beat up ninjas. Beat up the ninjas. What I'm not doing enough of is jumping. Jumping would save me a lot more agony, but I'm not doing it. Alright, here's the boss. It's Metalhead. Metalhead, he's pretty much the same as he ever was in the Super Nintendo version. If anything, this is the only part about the stage that's strikingly similar to the original, is the boss fight. The music for the boss fights, too, it's okay, I guess. In fact, that's probably the best part about the music so far. Just the boss fight music's alright. Could you, stop with the little fucking Jimmy kicks? Okay, alright, stop. I need that, thank you. See if I can beat him without dying this time. I can't believe I died to Baxter Stockman. That was dumb. And I'm trying to keep him on this left side of the stage because the right side of the stage has a garbage-ass hole in the ground, which is very annoying. I don't remember if that hole is there on the boss in the Super Nintendo version. Whatever, I wrecked Metalhead. He didn't want none. So, first two stages, close enough to the original, passable, but you're like, all right, it only gets better from here, right?
Sewer surfing.
Sewer surfing. Okay, that's the third stage. That's correct. This is the same order, but okay, the boss is an alien, though. All right. At least that's what it says. Ah, fucking, I hate those things. So anyway, the beginning of the stage is pretty much the most of the stage is all right. Except for the fact that I keep getting hit by these damn spike balls. I always had trouble dodging these spike balls in this version of the game. It's so hard. It's not as easy as it was on Super Nintendo. Always running these damn spike balls. I don't know, something about fighting on these things in this game is just not as fun as it was on Super Nintendo or even original Nintendo. These fucking aliens are flying around. I'll look out for their asses. Or if you want to be more concise, xenomorphs, because that's straight up what they are, man. They're straight up xenomorphs. Speaking of Alien, I need to watch me some Alien movies again. I've seen them all, but I need to see them all again. They're worth it. I enjoy them. And I bought the Blu-rays of all of them, and I haven't watched them yet. I need to do that. But I digress. Alright. I feel like I should talk about Turtles in general. Especially, oh, this is actually a perfect time to talk about Turtles. What am I saying? Since, you know, I did the old LPs, there has been a Turtles movie. This is what we should be talking about. There's been a Turtles movie, guys. It came out last year. How many of y'all seen it? What did you all think? Old school Turtles fans, what did you think? And then people who don't, you know, who aren't Turtles fans growing up like I was, what did you think? I'd like a separate opinion from both of you if you're watching this video. I'm very curious because as an old school Turtles fan, there's something about it I really did enjoy. Sure, there's a lot of things wrong with it as a movie. The Turtles look ugly as shit. There's no denying that, like their faces specifically. But other than that, I mean, the movie isn't bad. It's just not a great movie. That's all there is to it. But neither are the original Turtles movies, and that's the comparison that that a lot of old school Turtles fans need to think about when they're really critiquing a Turtles movie in general. It's like if you're comparing it to the originals, of course, at the time when you saw the originals when you were a kid, you were like, you know, you had that feel of this is live action Turtles. This is fucking awesome. By the way, this is the end of the stage, right? Is Rat King on his way? Prepare to be sorely, sorely disappointed. Actually, there is a part in the Super Nintendo version that's like this, where it stops and a bunch of xenomorphs fucking jump out of the water and attack you. This part is exactly the same as Super Nintendo, actually. But you're going to be sadly disappointed in a moment when the stage abruptly just ends. Yeah. So as I was saying, the new movie, it's not terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible, though. There's some parts about it I just really enjoy. And I think the one thing that they did correctly, I don't say one thing they did correctly, but a thing that they did correctly that needed to be done was that all the Turtles' personalities being different very much shone through. So anyway, let's listen to the Shredder here.
I am banishing you to a time warp from which you shall never return.
Okay, well, that happens in the original game, but it happens after you do this stage. This stage is not supposed to end there. It's supposed to end after you defeat Rat King. But Rat King never shows up, you never fight him. That's where the first thing that with this game goes wrong. Very disappointing. Okay, so one boss is missing. That's not that big of a deal, right? I mean, just the boss. The stage was basically the same, just the boss was not there. Alright, well, what else could they have done wrong with this game? I don't know. Let's see as we go to the next stage.
Prehistoric Turtlesaurus.
Who the fuck is that? That guy, that blob-looking thing does not look familiar. But the name of the stage is the same, and it looks like we're in prehistoric times, so that seems correct, right? Well, so it would seem. Anyway, back to the movie thing. They got all the Turtles' personalities right, like, because they made them all look a little differently, which I didn't think that was such a bad idea, making them all have different things. You know, like Dawn's shell had a bunch of like gadget type electronical look feel to it. Basically each turtle's shell and design was based on their personality, which you know what, I'm okay with that part of it. That part of it had nothing to do with my complaints. How they look physically, like facial feature design wise, was just ugly looking. That's my only problem with them visually. But I very much enjoyed the fact that they all had different personalities. Like April went up to. Here's a good example of the different personality thing. When they were all trapped near the end of the movie, and they needed a plan to get the hell out of whatever they were stuck in, those machines that were sucking out their life or whatever. April went straight to Donatello for help, for like what should I do, and that's just a perfect example of she knew that Don was the one who could be the smart one to come up with some kind of plan. I mean, it's just a good example. I mean, even Donatello does some hacking and stuff. Donatello basically had his moments to do what he does in the movie, and that was a good thing. And of course, Michelangelo's the one with all the one-liner, silly stuff going on. That's a given. Raph's the brooding, I don't know, brooding emo type, and Leo's kind of the leader that everybody hates. I won't say everybody hates him, but he's just the leader. He's like a reluctant leader that all the other turtles have problems with all the time, pretty much. Just butts heads there. Point is, the personalities are there. I like that. I did like how they did Shredder, even if it was very, I don't know. I feel like they could have done a better job at revealing the Shredder. I think that's where they went wrong on the Shredder. Oh fuck! I didn't mean to pass that damn pizza. Ah, fucking auto screen scroll bullshit. Well, then auto, but I got too close to the edge, or whatever. Point is, they did the Shredder. How the Shredder was fine. How they revealed him is the problem. Because they revealed him so early on in the movie. And not just that they revealed the character, but how he looks in his suit. Way too soon in the movie. It was just like, oh, here's Shredder, and he's kicking everyone's ass. He's kind of showed up. It wasn't like a epic moment, where it's like, you almost see him, He's kind of kicking ass. You see like silhouettes, you see parts of him, but you never actually see the full-on view of Shredder. No, like the first thing you get to see is the full-on Shredder in his suit, and it's like, well, there goes the badass mystique of Shredder. I'm not saying that Shredder's badass or mystic in the cartoon, but remember the original Turtles movie? That's one big comparison, I think. The original Turtles movie. Go back to that. You never see Shredder in Shrek. You never ever see Shredder's face. You see glimpses of him, you see shadows of him, you see silhouette of him, you see all but his face a couple times, but you never actually get like a here's Shredder and now he's talking to you moment until the very near the end of the movie, and it's so good because you realize, okay, this is the epic villain we've been they're dealing with this whole time. All right, let's get back to the game for a second. Look who we're fighting now. It's not Slash, it's this thing. A completely made-up boss that has nothing to do with the original Turtles in Time. What the fuck, remakers? Did you have a problem getting the rights to use Slash? No? Then what the fuck were you doing? Because seriously, the boss for this place is supposed to be Slash. And you know what? He actually has a similar, if you think about the move that he's doing when he's rolling around in his little blob on the ground, it's similar to how Slash rolls around on the back of a shell and does his thing. But it's so much shittier. What am I doing? I need to fight this guy better. I know that for sure you cannot jump around on this guy. If you jump around, he'll just go right where you're going to land all the time. You have to just run around along the ground. But yeah, why the fuck can they get Slash for this shit? What the hell's wrong with you designers? Like, Slash is clearly the boss here. Why the fuck would you even mess with it? Why would you? I don't get it. It makes no sense. If you're going to make a sequel to Turtles in Time, fine. But this is a remake, sirs and madams, creators. Remakes equal take the original source material, do that, and make it better. That's a remake. Not change the fucking content. That's not what you do. Unless you're changing it for the better. This is not better than Slash. This is a villain that doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. He just was made up for this game. It's fucking stupid. Where's Slash? Alright, so my first major complaint in this game is where the fuck is Slash? Well, second major complaint, I guess, because Rat King was not there. And now the second boss isn't even Slash. So let's get to the third, or what, I guess this is stage 5, right? Stage 5, here it comes. Skull and Crossbones, and that looks like Toko, right? Well, okay, we're on the pirate ship stage. I don't remember there being a Toka on the pirate ship stage, but we'll talk about that when we get to the end again. Back to the movie thing again. What was I saying? Oh, the Shredder problem. The way they revealed Shredder. Yeah, okay, so let's get back to, if you're going to compare it to the show. Okay, Shredder's in like every episode all over the place. Well, the thing about the show is that they almost never fought Shredder himself, like, ever. And when they did, it was like a rare occasion. It was like final seasons, the end of season episodes. It was always a villain of Shredder's. So, having this movie have Shredder be revealed so lazily, and then they just kick his, well, I'm not saying they kick his ass, because he definitely kicks their ass like Shredder should, but I don't know. And I'm sorry for any of the people who haven't seen the Turtles movie and getting spoiled and actually care, but, you know, it's Turtles. The story is going to be kind of predictable. It's not, you're not going to get a big twist. It's a Turtles fucking story. And the biggest glaring hole in the whole story, in my opinion, is still no Krang. If for anybody who is expecting a Krang reference or appearance in the new movie, well, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Also Technodrome as well. There's none of that either. But the way they ended the movie, it definitely leaves open the realm of possibility for a Krang or other things that are otherworldly, that are out of this world, so to speak. It definitely leaves that open, so that's one good thing about what the movie has established, and keeps me hoping that they may do another one, and they probably will, because I think they made enough money on that one. They'll probably make another Turtles movie. It may not be for a few years, but at the very least, it makes me remain hopeful that in the next Turtles movie, if and when it happens, they can build upon what they've established in this first one and actually have some interesting villains besides just using Shredder, because they have to use Shredder. He's the fucking main villain. He can be around. He can still be the mastermind behind things, but there needs to be a Krang. There has to be. In fact, Krang can be the new mastermind, and Shredder can be pathetic like he is in the show, man. A lot of the time, Shredder is the patheticness of of the Turtles villains. I mean, he's the main villain, but he's pathetic. He always gets thwarted. All his plans are thwarted. His plans are terrible. Krang ends up being the more of a mastermind than he is, and that needs to be how the next movie is. I guess it doesn't have to be Krang, but I want it to be. Krang would be an ugly motherfucker, that's for damn sure. If he was realistic. Fuck, man. I keep running into these damn planks and shit. My least favorite part about these damn stages, those goddamn planks. I can see them, but I forget to look ahead of myself. Anyway, we're almost to the end of this stage, so you could be sorely disappointed once again. Get ready to fight pirate versions of Rocksteady and Bebop. Not get ready to be disappointed, just like Turtles 2 the movie. It's not Rocksteady and Bebop, it's Toka and Razor, who aren't terrible villains, but when you're making a movie about turtles, why the fuck are you making up new villains when you already have a warthog and a rhinoceros established? Why are there a snapping turtle and a wolf instead? That makes no sense to me. Where are my Rocksteady and Bebop? And yes, in the original Turtles in Time, this is supposed to be Rocksteady and Bebop. What the fuck? What the fuck? And they're supposed to be dressed in pirate outfits. Same goes for Slash. Slash is supposed to be in the last stage, and he's all dressed like a caveman. Like, not only did they do away with the correct bosses, they did away with the costumes that made them in the right time period, so to speak. So, like, we're in a pirate ship. These guys should be dressed up like pirates at the very least, and they're not. They're just here, dressed as themselves, and in the wrong game. In the wrong game. Aha, they ran into each other. I'm pretty sure that Rocksteady and Bebop can also run into each other when you're fighting them. Like, they can do sword fights against each other because they're both carrying swords. Because they're pirates, goddammit. Wow, I barely beat them without dying. That was close. The only thing they did right is when you beat them, they turned back into the little puppy and fucking little turtle. Anyway. So, why the fuck are the bosses different? I don't know. Just, I can't, it's inexplicable. What they were thinking, I'll never know. So anyway, bury my shell at Wounded Knee. Alright, well that looks like the right boss, correct? It looks like Lizardhead, or Lizardhead? Leatherhead, sorry. Blanking on his name for a second there. It looks like the lizard, Leatherhead, or alligator, I guess he is. Crocodile or alligator? Now I'm not remembering. Either way, he's a giant fucking lizard bitch. That's what he is. And clearly, this is the train level. It's supposed to be Western themed, remember this. And the boss is supposed to be Leatherhead. Okay, cool. That is the correct setup for a stage compared to the original. That's fine. Good. Well, all well and good. Should I keep talking about the Turtles thing now, or am I done? Is there anything else I want to say on the new movie? I guess not really. I mean, stylistically, it was just about what I wanted. Just, I wish there was some more content that had to do with some of the, certain content that we wanted a little, maybe either done better or just needs to be there, like a Krang or a Technodrome type stuff. But that can all be included in a sequel. I mean, why you don't have to blow your load on the one movie unless you're only going to do one movie. But based on the ending, and Turtles goes forever if you want it to. So I'm okay with them establishing a new Turtles universe, movie universe, and if they want to do 5 or 6 of them like they did with Transformers, I'm down for it. Because as much as people try to act like the newer Transformers movies aren't cool, sure, the stories aren't the most greatest thing in the world, but don't you try and tell me that it isn't fun to watch a Transformers movie regardless of how bad or good the story is. It's fucking Transformers, dude. It looks awesome, okay? Do not hate on this. And yes, I'm just talking about looks now. And so that's another thing I should talk about for the sequel movie if and when they do it. I hope they do a slight redesign on the Turtles themselves, for their faces specifically, just so they look less ugly. Try and make them look less ugly. Although if they keep them as they were, that's fine. Just don't make them look more ugly, because that would just make things worse. It's already bad enough as it is. Make them look a little more, I don't know, a little less ugly. That's all I can say. It's like the ugly is the best descriptive word I can come up with for how they look. They just look ugly. Oh, I know one major complaint about the newer movies that is, I mean, it's obvious why it's a complaint, because she's also in the Transformers movies, at least the first 2, and which is actually kind of ironic, is Megan Fox playing April O'Neil. You know, I could do without her being the main character. That's the part I could do without. Because like even in the original, it kind of started with April being the main character, but then it shifted to the Turtles being the main characters. It just shifted, which is how it should be done. And that's kind of how this one was too, but I feel like the story still revolved around April, and yes, I shouldn't say I feel like, the story definitely revolved around April. The overall story of this Turtles movie did revolve around April, it did. But the next one doesn't have to, and that's a good thing too. Because they've already established it, the next one doesn't even have, April can just be a background character that exists for the sole purpose of being part of the universe of the Turtles. She doesn't have to be the main character. And I hope that's the fucking case. I really do. Let her be the damsel in distress she usually is. April usually, or just the banana raincoat wearing bitch, just reporting the news. That's all I want from my April O'Neil. I don't want any more than that. I don't need her to be my main character. I really don't. Really, really don't. But as for the first movie, how did Megan Fox do? It's hard to say, really. I mean, Megan Fox is Megan Fox. When I first saw Megan Fox, especially in the first Transformers, I was just like blown away by all of that, if you know what I'm saying. And I don't mean acting, I just mean all of that. But looking back on it, while she is pretty good looking, that's pretty much the end of that. And once you look past that, it's like, not much else. But anyway, enough about Megan Fox. Let's talk about Leatherhead, who is here and definitely looks different, and where the fuck is his hat, and why the fuck isn't he dressed in Western outfit, and what the fuck, man. This boss fight is almost the same as the Super Nintendo one. There's nothing wrong with the boss fight itself. It's pretty close to the same, because he goes along the ground and does this thing. He bounces around and throws knives. I mean, he even bounces around and everything. So I mean, most of this is right. But my problem is just he doesn't have the Western. Where the fuck is his hat? He always wears a hat. It's like that's Leatherhead's one of his things, man. He wears his hat and he's just like, here's my hat. I'm a Leatherhead. Yeah. Where the fuck is that shit? Huh? Where's your fucking hat, Leatherhead? Fucking drop it as you were jumping on the train and it flew off? Where the fuck is it? Whatever. Stop complaining about it. Come on. Die already. This fucking game. To think that my LP of this is like 4 episodes is kind of funny. It's funny that when I started LPing, I couldn't do more than, at first it was 10 minutes, and then then when you once you do, at first you can only do, I think it was 11 minutes, and then when you like register your phone number with your channel, you could do up to 15-minute videos. And like that was fine. I was like, cool, 15-minute videos. So we have to plan around that, or just record a lot and split it up into 15-minute parts, which is what I did sometimes. But then eventually, I learned that you could do, or I shouldn't say I learned it, but I think actually it was the other way around. Or no, okay. I think what happened was when I started, I thought you could only do 10-minute videos, and then I found out you could do 15. That's what happened. And then eventually I learned that you could register a phone number and you could do unlimited time. You can make the videos as long as you want. That's what happened. I just learned that later. And I was like, oh, cool. So now, you know, from then until now, I've been making videos as long as I want. Anyway, I whipped on Leatherhead. Cool. Next stage. Point is, it's funny to think that a game that takes you less than an hour has to be 4 videos.
Neon Knight Riders.
Or even 5 videos. In fact, I think my LP is 5 videos because I had to redo something. Oh, because I got a game over, I think, so I had to redo the whole playthrough just to finish the game. I think that's what happened. Anyway. Cool. This stage, Neon Knight Riders. It looks pretty much the same, and if you saw at the beginning, the boss looks like it's going to be the same. So, after the first 2 stages did it mostly right, and then the 3rd stage was almost right until no Rat King at the end. But you get sorely disappointed by the next 3 stages. The prehistoric one, the pirate ship one, and then the train one, which is okay, but still something just missing about it that just feels not Western, you know? Dude, I'm almost dead? What the fuck? Dude, die. Good lord. How am I? Oh my god, I'm getting my ass kicked right now. I need to conserve my lives, man. Can't be dying so much just before we even get to the end. Gotta save all my lives for Shredder, man. For the Shredhead, man. Gotta stop getting hit so much. These fucking skating stages, they get me more than anything, though. I don't know what it is. Something about them, I can't kill the foot soldiers as efficiently as I usually do. Ah ha ha ha! Knocked them off his shit. That's funny. That's one funny thing about this stage. You can knock them off of their little hoverboards, their little Back to the Future hoverboards. And one thing I have not been doing on this playthrough specifically is using this roundhouse kick. The roundhouse kick and jumping around are pretty much the way to avoid damage, and I have not been doing that enough on this playthrough right now. I'm busy focusing on the talking. I'm not focusing on the gameplay. I should be. But because we're playing on normal, that's the only reason I'm playing on normal. On hard, we would have already died. With how shitty I've been playing. Anyway, I got this game a few years ago, for who knows how much, probably $10. Back when it was, or maybe less. Actually, no, less, because I'm pretty sure I bought it when it was on sale. I don't know. I bought it and I thought it was pretty damn good. And like I said, I did play it before I really played the Turtles in Time game fully. And you know, now that I've played that and realized it's so much better. Visually, stylistically, Super Nintendo graphics are just so much better. This game, like I said, while this game has good style and everything, I do like it. Because you didn't just straight up copy the original, which is what you should have did. Fucking just update the original. Quit trying to make it be something it's not. Just copy the original. Whatever. Let's just whoop Krang's body. Yes, we're not actually going to whoop Krang here, we're just whooping his body. You always have to remember to establish the difference between Krang and his body. This is just his body. His actual Krangness is within the body. This is actually a pretty easy boss, as long as you don't get too overzealous. Just beat him down a little bit, 3 or 4 hits, and then boom, get out of the way. And then just wash, rinse, repeat. He's a pretty easy boss. And I think the Super Nintendo one was basically the same. The biggest difference between this game and the Super Nintendo one with the bosses is the bosses actually flinch when you hit them, like a fixed number of times depending on what attack they've done, and like it's easier to calculate what the bosses are going to do in this game. So it's actually really easy to beat the bosses even on hard mode here if you understand their patterns. In the Super Nintendo one you could do the same thing, but I feel like it was harder to get it down to where you just couldn't. You could get it down to where you didn't get hit at all. In this game you could do it where you just don't get hit if you understand the pattern perfectly. Which, I suppose for any boss, should be a testament to how good you are getting at a game. I mean, you should be able to get good enough at any game where you cannot get hit by the boss. There shouldn't be bosses where you just inevitably get hit no matter what. That's just like a little bit cheap. Just a little cheap. But anyways, welcome to the Starbase, home of Krang. Krong. I like throwing the guys at the screen. It's fun. I do not look forward to this level, or not. The level's not fun either, but I don't look forward to fighting Krang at the end of this level. Krang is not a fun boss fight. It's not in the original and not in this one. He's just not a fun boss fight. Not at all. I would go so far as to say he's the hardest boss fight in the game, even harder than Shredder, just because he's so fucking irritating to fight. Because he's really not hard to dodge or anything like that. He's just really hard to fight. Like, kill him just is so tediously agonizing to do. Probably take me the longest of anything, just because. Get that fucking pizza. Get that pizza power. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, come on, man. Right when I run, right in front of that pool, really? Huh, huh, huh. Yeah, like I could see in the movies, and now I'm getting back to the movies again, or the new movies at least. If they bring in Krang, and the way the turtles are designed now in the new ones, they're like gigantic compared to humans. Like they're so much bigger than humans and more powerful and all this shit. They're supposed to be. I mean, they're mutants, but like they clearly establish how much bigger and stronger than they are than humans, and I love that they did that. Which means if they do more movies, there has to be other mutations for them to fight to make it an interesting battle. Can't just be all humans all the time. But my point is, if they do bring in Krang, Krang can bring in these fucking giant muscly guys from his dimension, which is where these motherfucking giant rock soldiers are from. I don't even remember what they're called. Rock soldiers is all I can come up with. That might even be what they're called. I don't remember. Stone soldiers, rock soldiers. Anyway, they're from Krang's dimension. If they could bring those into the movie, or something like them in the movies, that'd be perfect, because, and they could be giant muscly guys that are the size or bigger than the turtles. That would make them a formidable foe for these giant mutated turtles who are way stronger than any humans could possibly be. I mean, they have to. It's the only way to go in the next movie if they do, if and when they do it. It's funny to be speculating about a new Turtles movie after the new Turtles movie on an LP that I already kind of speculated on a Turtles movie 3 years ago, which is pretty hilarious, actually. It's funny how I won't say irony, because it was all timed by myself. Well, I didn't time the original LP, but this LP, or one-off playthrough, whatever, was planned by me, but I didn't anticipate me talking about the Turtles movie for the majority of this fucking playthrough. Then again, what the hell else were we going to talk about? We've already played this game. What was I going to do, sit here and just complain about the game the whole time because it's not as good as the original? How boring that would have been. I've done enough of that in this video. I didn't need to fill up all 30 to 50 minutes on that. Fucking... Ugh, I need to stop dying, seriously. I've died already on the stage in the middle of it before I got to the pizza. This is not good. I gotta get to Krang without dying here. If I lose another fucking life, I'm gonna be having a hard time defeating Shredder with only one life. Oh my god. I almost forgot about those fucking boulders. Those Boulder Dash bowling balls. You bastards. Oh fuck, another one. Oh, it didn't hit me though. Oh, that one. Almost killed me too. Son of a bitch. There's more of those, isn't there? There is, but I don't... Maybe they'll pop up. Ah, fucking bastards with the knife. These are my least favorite fuckers. Throw the knives. It's like, seriously, who throws knives? You're not a ninja. Oh, wait. Never mind. They're supposed to be. It's not like you're a ninja or... Never mind. Like, it's not like you're the thing that... The one occupation that throws knives. Oh, wait. Yeah, you are. Not that foot soldiers can really be considered ninjas, but that's kind of what they're supposed to be. They're not like Ninja Turtles who are trained in the arts of ninjutsu. Also, I died. This is gonna be bad. I'm pretty sure you get continues too, so we're gonna still beat the game. There's no problem there. It's just, goddamn, if I have to use a continue, that's gonna be sad on normal mode. To think this easy game can't even beat it on normal mode without getting the game over. I better not. I better fucking not. I better at least get to Shredder. That way we can just use a continue on him. Because Shredder is just his own stage. You don't have to do a stage. Oh yeah, speaking of Shredder, I didn't even talk about this yet because I completely forgot about it earlier. The part where he teleports you back in time in the sewer, I told you that happens in the game, and it does, but it doesn't happen in the sewer. It happens actually in the Technodrome. You go to fight in the Technodrome. There's actually a whole stage that doesn't even exist in this game, where you go to the Technodrome, get to Shredder, and you fight him in his machine. That doesn't even exist in this game. That's the craziest part. It's like, why would you even do away with an entire stage? Like, what the fuck? I completely forgot to mention that earlier. Because I completely forgot that stage existed. But now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, as I was talking about how we don't go through a stage to get to Shredder, that's because you already went through a stage to get to Shredder earlier. But guess what? That doesn't exist anymore. Because, well, I don't know. Yeah, because then after you fight Shredder and his machine thing, then he sucks you back into time. Also, you can probably see why I hate this boss fight. I'm gonna grab this fucking pizza now. Hope I can beat Krang without dying here. Get out of the fucking bubble. Get out of the fucking bubble. Bubble is my least favorite attack. I also don't like that he squishes you. And he usually does it right after I attack him, so I don't have time to move out of the way. Very annoying. Come on with the bubbles. Seriously. I'm a turtle. Bubbles shouldn't hurt me unless they're like acid bubbles or something. Fucking ugh. Worse than Mausers, man. Worse than Mausers. Come on. No. Oh, fuck my life. Suck a dick, Krang. Son of a bitch. I was already out of the way and I ran into him. Because this three-dimensional space is kind of killing me. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Fuck! Stop with your shit! Dude, the bubbles! Dude! Dude! I'm gonna die. He's gonna kill me with the bubbles. He's gonna do it. He's gonna bubble me. He's gonna bubble power me to death. I hate him. Fucking bubble bastard. No! He will not kill. No! Oh my god. Alright, come on. There's still hope. No, until that happened. Okay, I didn't die. Ah, fuck. Oh, now I'm dead. Fuck. Well, I didn't get a game over, but I'm gonna have to fight the Shredder on one life. I could do it. Shredder is actually pretty easy, especially in comparison to the Super Nintendo version. Oh my god. He's a fucking cakewalk in this version. Oh my god. His abilities in this one are so weak sauce. He doesn't even have all the same... Well, I think he does, but he just telegraphs him so much easier in this one, where it's like, come on, man. How could I not dodge your move, Shredderhead? Did you die, please? Can you see why I hate this boss fight? Because seriously, this is getting ridiculous. I'm still fighting this fuckface. It's because the best way to hurt fucking bosses is to hit him with your weapon. Problem is, I can't hit Krang with my weapon because he's in the air. He's busy trying to kick this fucker, and he's not dying. And I keep bouncing up. Oh my god, and then he bubbles me again. It's painful. It's painful to watch. It's painful to play. It's pain. Pain. The pain. The pain. The pain. The pain. Yes, finally we killed Krang. God damn. Can we get rid of these little electrical fuckers before they kill me? God damn. Those little fuckers just did like 4 bars of damage to me. Anyway, so we beat Krang. Now, Shredhead, it's time to deal with yo bitch ass once and for all. Here we come. Let's get this game over with. We'll stop talking about other things. It's time to get this game over with. And like I said, there's no stage. It's just one-on-one with the great one, the final shell shock. Here he is. It's the Shredhead. He's not even Super Shredhead. He's just Shredhead. And I think that's his other thing, isn't it? Isn't he Super Shredder in the Super Nintendo one? All right, I need to focus on this because if I don't want to get a game over. There's actually 2 pizzas here, so I gotta try not to squander those, and I'll try not to die. I've actually done this boss fight without dying once, so that's actually one of the achievements of this game. It's for anybody who does know about this game and knows about the achievements, I have gotten all the achievements on this game. Back when oh, fuck, I knew I was gonna do that. There are 2 pizzas though, so we'll be okay for now. Let's just keep them on this side. As long as I stay away from the other pizza. We are fucking Oh my god, what the fuck? Didn't I back up? You get more combos on him like that. You stop sticking to one hit, because you can actually keep hitting him until the combo ends. And then, yeah, as soon as he staggers back a step, then watch the fuck out. He'll usually stab or kick at you. Yeah, my problem when I fight this guy usually is I keep doing the attack where I start sliding at him, and that attack is, like, it does a little bit of damage, but it's, if anything, it just throws me off and it leaves me open for an easy attack by him. Fuck. Spit the double sword swipe. Yeah, that's one major issue this guy has on normal mode is when he hits you, he gets all excited about himself, and then he does that with his little fucking shiny ball of awesomeness. Alright, so he's starting to do some of his attacks that he had in the Super Nintendo version. If you stay back from him, he'll start shooting these little fucking little thingies at you. And those are the things that he does in the Super Nintendo version, which, as you can clearly see, he's not doing very much of. He's busy chopping me with his sword and trying to do fucking drop kicks and shit. Ow! Stop sucking. There we go. Oh my god. Stop it. Back up. Oh fuck, he's doing that move. See, he'll do that. But it's for some reason in this version of the game, he just doesn't have aim. His aim doesn't exist. He'll do the same move he did in Super Nintendo, but he just has zero aim. Alright, we need to be careful here. I'm down to my last life here. Down to my last life. He's got 3 bars of health left. Don't get hit by that, whatever you fucking do. It's very easy to avoid, but sometimes if you're being careless, you can always run right into it. It's just that he has no aim. He doesn't even shoot it at you. He just shoots it the way he's facing, which is the most noobish thing a boss can do. It's not even shoot it where you are. He just shoots it the way he's facing. Very weird. Keep doing that, dude. I can dodge that shit all fucking day. Come on. Shredder's almost done. Oh my god, don't you fuck this up now, sir. No! Oh my god. Fucking sliced my shell, bitch. Come on. Come on. Come on, you bitch. Come on, you bitch. I'm gonna get your ass. Ah, shit! I died. Really? Wow. That was just sad. I wouldn't have squandered that first pizza. I had him. Damn, I feel like a noob. Wow. Can't even believe that just happened. Wow, I supremely flubbed that up, and I don't give a shit. As you can probably tell by the fact that I fast-forwarded that it did not need to be seen in its entirety in real time, because what the fuck? I died like 4 more times, because I 3 more times, because I was being overzealous and just wasting my lives away. I wasn't even dodging anymore. Look at that shit, 10 deaths. That's sad. That's not even worth bragging about beating the game, because that's just sad. Ugh, I don't feel good about that ending. But you know what? I was too busy talking to care. This is just a revisiting. This isn't a look how good I am at the game. This is not how that is. That not even a little bit. Anyway, there's your ending. Hooray for everyone. We beat the game. Yeehaw for us. Now we can look at the credits for Ubisoft Singapore as we talk about awesomeness. So anyway, I remember the Let's Play fondly. It was a fun Let's Play for me to do because I love turtles. One of my favorite things growing up as a kid. Loved playing me some Turtles 3. That was one of my favorite games on the NES. And it's a pretty good segue for me to talk about that because guess what we're going to play next week? Yep. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. But I'm glad I did this one as a Let's Play originally, and now I'm doing this as this reshelled version as a one-off to, like I said, we could do a real compare and contrast, or I should say, I've already done my compare and contrast now. And in conclusion, Turtles in Time's a much better game. Overall, just better. And if you're going to make a reshelled remake, why the fuck didn't you follow the exact same game? It's missing a stage, your bosses are different, the style of, like, the details of the bosses where, like, they're dressed up in the outfit of the time period that they're in is gone. I mean, just things like that. It's like, where the fuck, what happened to the fucking charm of Turtles in Time? How hard would it have been to just keep all that stuff? Like, seriously, why change so much? Who in Singapore thought this was a good idea? That's what we need to do. We need to call Singapore and be like, what the fuck, Singapore? Probably wasn't even the guys at Singapore. Those are probably the guys that just freaking published it. They probably didn't do a goddamn thing. It's probably the developers, which I wasn't paying attention to who the developers were. Mirage Studios, maybe? I don't know. I honestly don't know who the exact developers who made the game itself or even had the ideas for it. That's not the point. Point is, it's still a decent Turtles game. I think that's what has gotten lost here in my playthrough here. It's still a good game. I still enjoy it. I did like it when I first played it a lot. Playing the original has made me see the light a little bit, but I still enjoy the game. I mean, I did play it and enjoy it just now. It still has its challenges if you're impatient like I am while I'm recording. That's pretty much all that happened to me here. I didn't care to, especially on Shredder, I didn't give a shit to try and do his strategy. I just got annoyed the fact that I died the first time. Don't get overzealous. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one-off Wednesday. Hope you guys are Turtles fans like I am, or those of you who are not, are becoming one because of me. Right? Right? You love Turtles now? Right? Right? Turtles is your favorite thing now? Right? Alright, I'll stop pushing it on you. Or will I? Or will I? That is a good question. Anyway, that looks like it wraps up the credits. That's good because I'm about sick of looking at this game for today. In the next episode of One-Off Wednesday, we will continue my revisiting of my original Let's Plays. So I will see you guys next week. Peace!